Hey guys, so today I'm going to be sharing with you my favorite beauty products, a few fashion things from the month of October. It is officially, I think, cold. It got pretty cold around here the last couple of days, which is kind of a big deal. I've been sort of like forcing fall for a long time and wearing boots and things. I'm going to show you the boots that I've been wearing a lot. Sort of my most carried handbag this month, most worn shoes, and obviously my favorite beauty products. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. An eye cream that I have really been loving is the Murad Renewing Eye Cream, and this is part of their Resurgence line, which I think is like their anti-aging, I don't know why I'm doing this, their anti-aging line. And you can see I've been using this one for quite some time. Probably I would say like a little over a month, almost 2 months I would say. I've used a little over half of it. And I started using this because I really wanted an eye cream that, I'm not saying like I need some crazy results because I'm not saying like I'm aging and I'm having problems, but I think that it is a good idea just, you know, at my age and at any age really, to use an eye cream when you can and sort of prevent things from happening, because then when you get older and you try to reverse like those things, that's harder to do rather than just being proactive and like taking care of it as you go. And I do feel like I see a difference. I feel like it's sort of like made this area smoother. It's got more active ingredients. I'm not really sure what they are because I don't have the box anymore and it doesn't say on the bottle. But I do feel like this is a little more intense, and I feel like it's just really made that area look a lot smoother. When I like kind of squint and stuff, I feel like obviously you're never gonna look like a plastic person or anything, and I would never want to look like that. I feel like it's sort of taken care of those, and it's sort of made them look a little less noticeable, and maybe it'll prevent any from getting worse. So I'm really actually seeing results with this, which is rare for an eye cream, with me at least. And speaking of eye stuff, this is not a new product. I showed this months back in a haul, and I sort of went in phases with this where I used it and then I stopped using it, and now I'm using it again, and I've been using it a lot over the last month. And this is the Dior Hydrolife BB Eye Cream. And it is tinted. I've shown this before, but I keep this in my bathroom, and I use this with, like at the vanity in my bathroom, I mean. This is what it looks like. It's sort of like a concealer, and it has SPF 20 in it, which is good for your eye area. And like I said when I originally talked about this, SPF stuff around the eye area is usually not a good idea for me, at least. It usually burns, and this doesn't burn around my eyes. So what I do with this, like I said, I keep it in my bathroom at my vanity with my skincare stuff. And in the morning, I don't use this at night obviously, but in the morning I will use this after I apply my moisturizer. And I feel like it does sort of take care of any shadows. And then, you know, I don't even have to wear concealer, but then, you know, like if I'm not going to do makeup or whatever that day, but then later, if I do go to do my makeup, I can just use, you know, like my Maybelline brightener over it, or whatever I want to use over it. But it just works really well with other concealers. I feel like it's a good product. I love the fact that it has SPF because I think that's important. And, you know, your eyes are one of those areas that kind of ages first. And especially with the sun and protecting your skin and everything, a lot of people don't put SPF on their eyes, but you actually kind of need to. I mean, it makes sense, right? So yeah, it's just a good product with SPF for your eyes. That's the main reason I like it, because I like that it has SPF in it. And when I was in my bathroom sort of looking for things for my favorites, because that's how I do my favorites, I literally pull all this stuff together in 5 minutes. I've been doing it so long, it's just easy for me. I genuinely look at my vanity and say, what have I used the most this month? I grab it. I look at my bag and I say, you know, what lip colors have I worn most? Because that's usually where I keep them, is in my purse if I've worn them a lot. And then I go in my bathroom and sort of look around and pull things that I've worn the most, and then grab a couple of fashion things if something stands out. If not, I don't. But when I was in my bathroom grabbing the Dior and the eye cream, this was there too. And this is something that I have really been enjoying this month, and it is the Dior Creme de Rose Lip Balm. And I've had this for a very long time. I even had one a long time ago before this, and it's just one of those things that I haven't been consistent about using in the past. But this month I have really been enjoying it. I've used a bunch of different lip balms that just are either to this or to that, or they don't last or whatever. But I really love this one, and I use it in the morning, like I said, around this, you know, after I do my moisturizer, before I, you know, walk out the door, I use this. before I do my makeup, I'll use this too. It has a really pleasant rose scent that doesn't bother me. I like rose scented things, and it's a very like soft rose scent. It's not super perfumey rose. It's like a sweet rose, which I like. I like that it is extremely sticky. Some people may not. It is a lip balm. It's not going to be like super glossy or anything like that. But I like that it's super sticky because it lasts a long time. Put it on at night before bed. It does have SPF 10, which sometimes I wish it didn't, because I don't really think that's necessary, obviously, at night, and I do like to use this at night. Sometimes I'll just use my Nivea Milk and Honey because it doesn't have an SPF, but this I use every morning for sure. And I just sort of have gotten used to it. Like, if I don't use it, I feel like I'm kind of like, I've got to grab that because my lips feel dry if I don't have it. So this is a good product. It's lasted me a pretty long time, and I think of the reason that some people may not like it would be the scent, if you're not, you know, if you don't like rose things. But what I found is when I first used it, it's just very smooth along the top and nothing comes off on your finger, and it's just like, what is this? You have to sort of break through that top layer, and I'm not saying jamming your finger down the middle of it, but just sort of apply some pressure to the top of it so that you can feel like you're just barely breaking through the top. Not like you're mushing into it or anything, but just barely apply pressure. It's hard to explain, but then after that, it just comes off like crazy and really lasts a long time. So this is one of my favorite products and something that I will repurchase again and again. The blush that I've been loving, especially this month, is the Chanel Malice. A lot of people have asked me, like in different videos, like, what are you wearing on your cheeks? You know, it looks different. It's this. It's just gorgeous. It's this beautiful, dark, sort of corally color. And I can't get over it. It's just, again, it has that sort of like rosy smell to it. Kind of like the Dior, well, I don't know how to describe it, but it's just a great scent. And I'm obsessed with those Chanel blushes. You've probably realized that if you've been watching my videos over the last several months. So it's a combo of that and this Hourglass palette. And what I do is I take this darker shade and I sort of dust it all over my cheek color when I'm done. This middle shade you can use just, you know, to highlight. This shade is sort of like not super light or super dark. You can just sort of apply it everywhere, just very lightly. This one is that right? This is Radiant Light, this is Incandescent Light, and this is Dim Light. So really nice products all together in one. I have talked about this a million times, so I won't spend a whole lot of time with that. And then my best eye combo that I've worn this month, my most worn eye combo, again, and I feel like I've talked about this, this is just one of my go-to combos, and I'll do a tutorial on this soon. The Laura Mercier Caviar Stick in Amethyst. Talked about these for years. This was my first one that I ever bought, and this is the second one that I've owned. And you can just see how pretty it is. I've used this so much, from just by itself with nothing on it to applying browns over it, purples over it. It's just so unique, but it's versatile at the same time. And they're just so creamy and they hold up so well. But my favorite color to pair over that is the Chanel Fauve eyeshadow. I'm not a huge Chanel eyeshadow fan, but this one I just super, super love. It's perfect. It's like this, you know, it has a hint of a purple to it. It's taupey. It's just one of my perfect shades that I just love. You can even put like a brown in the crease, but a lot of times I don't pair anything else with it and it's just perfect on its own. I've said this so many times before, but I go in the biggest phases with eyeliner, where sometimes I just say, well, I want liquid, and then I go to pencils, and it's weird, but like I'll do this for like months, and then I just won't really switch around a whole lot. For years, I was just completely all about like the gels and the pots. I would not use anything else. And I try to kind of mix it up because I know that different ones work different for different things, but lately I have been extra into pencil liners. The look that I'm wearing today, speaking of eyeliner, was my last video, so I'll link that tutorial below, and it is using a gel liner. But lately, day to day, I've just been so into pencil liners. And I've rediscovered a lot of like good ones, and I've discovered that some aren't that great for me. But the ones that I have found out of all of them that hold up the best, like to use as a traditional liner, like on the upper lash line, just things that I've been reaching for the most were definitely the NARS Larger Than Life pencils, and this one is the Via Veneto. And I also have the Rue Bonaparte, which is the lighter shade that you can use just to brighten. But I really want to get a brown But I love the black regardless because these hold up so well on my lids all day. I have oilier lids, and so it really kind of tests out like the staying power of liners. And when I use the Urban Decay 24/7s, I've been trying to use this Demolition shade, which is one of my honestly favorite shades of brown because it's so dark. It's just a little less harsh than black, and I've had this forever, and I've talked about these pencils for years, but these separate. Like if I applied this at 9 o'clock in the morning, by like 7 or 8 or later in the evening, the top edge would be kind of separated from the bottom. I don't know how to quite describe it, but they just do not hold up, even if I put an eyeliner or an eyeshadow over it. But the NARS ones look exactly the same. Maybe not exactly the same because I'm not going to be unrealistic. I'm sure like by that time, it just sort of gradually might fade a little, but it definitely doesn't look chunky like these, which I don't like that. So overall, the point is that the NARS ones have been my favorite, and the MAC PowerPoint and the Stubborn Brown shade I've sort of rediscovered and have been loving. So I sort of just use those on my upper lash line, smudge them out a bit for just the daily look that is really sort of natural and nice. But I'm not going to like completely say that I don't like the 24/7 liners because I really like these for my waterline. But then again, the NARS ones work great for the waterline too, but these just have such a wide range of shades. Especially like this mushroom shade, which is like a grayish taupe for my waterline. It's really nice for that. Another liner that's pencil is this Tarte Inner Rim Liner. And this one is for your waterline. And this is cool because it is a brightener. I think that's what it's called. It's called the Inner Rim Brightener. So this one's really neat. It's sort of not like I would say it's more of like a pinky toned nude. It's just really nice, but it's not too pink. It is actually like the nude color of your waterline brightened up a whole lot. So this is really nice too when you just want to look awake. So I've been really liking that. So that's the eyeliner little spiel. So as far as nails go, I just feel like lately I just have so many great new things to show. And I was going to mention this to begin with, but like the Bite lipsticks, I could mention those every video. I could mention so many things every video. I could talk about so many things, but I'm really trying to, just talk about the really great things just from this month that I've been using a lot. This I feel like is just going to be one of those things that I love because every time, I've tried a couple of the shades, every time I use them, I just love it. And it's the FormulaX for Sephora. This is the Curiosity shade, and this is the shade that I showed in my last video where I was talking about these. The color that I've been wearing on my nails lately, and the shade that I showed in a lot of my Instagram photos, and it does look like gel. I did buy the big set of 22 smaller ones. This is the full size one. These are the smaller ones, but again, I think they're probably just like half the size. This is 12 milliliters and this is 5, so about half the size, a little less than half. But I feel like that was a really great deal. I'm going to show that big set of all these, I think it's called 22. I'm going to show that in my next haul video next week. But I busted out a lot of the stuff and went ahead and used it. And I did this combo. And I just am having good luck with these. I've tried several of the other shades just on my nails, not actually wearing them, but just to see, like if they're opaque, if they all kind of behave the same as this, or if this was a fluke, and they all do. So, or all the ones that I've tried do. So I'm really excited about these, and I love this combo. This is the Meteoric, and this is called Thriller, or Thrilling. And so I kind of did a look like that. Here they are up close. But I don't know if you can tell, but they're just, again, it's just like super smooth, and they just look like gel. And I'm not wearing the whole system that they have. I just literally used the base coat that I always use, which is the Creative Nail Design Sticky Base, and the top coat, which is my I&M Out the Door. So nothing special, just what I usually use, but it does look a lot more like gel than any of the other nail polishes that I've ever used. So those are my beauty products. My most carried bag this month has definitely been my Michael Kors Selma, the Small Messenger. This bag is pretty perfect. I get so many compliments on it. This is the Dark Dune shade, which again, I don't think, this one is just really hard to find. After I showed it in that video, it was still available at Dillard's, which it might still be. I had it linked, I do have it linked still under the Shop My Favorite Things section on my blog, which this video, I'm going to start doing something different. Like under the Shop My Favorite Things, if you're familiar with my blog where I used to have my favorites and I would link my favorites video every month, now under Shop My Favorite Things, I'm going to have my favorites video and then the things that I showed. But then I'm also going to have this like giant section of things that are just always my favorites that you can easily find, like my camera, things that are just most asked about. But yeah, this again is just hard to find, but they do have a lighter tan, they have a black, they have these in all different colors, and I think that those would be just as gorgeous. But I just love this bag. It's just perfect. It's a messenger and it's small, but it's large enough to carry like full-size wallets and really good stuff. And then I figured since I did my most worn handbag, I would do like my most worn shoes. And now it is actually cold enough to really be considered boot season where I live, but over the past month I've been fighting it and I've been trying to like get away with wearing boots, and it hasn't quite been that cold yet. But I think what I did was I kind of cheated a little, and I wore boots that didn't look so heavy, and I still am loving these, and I'm gonna wear these all through fall and winter. But they're great because they're affordable, and I've showed these a ton, but they're from Target. They zip up the back, and they're just fun and comfortable, and I always get compliments on these. But I got away with wearing them even when it wasn't so cold because they're sort of, you know, they're lower boots, but or lower shaft boots, so they're not as tall and heavy looking as a lot of boots, but those are from Target, and I will link to that below and stuff, as well as in my blog post. So if you guys enjoyed the video and that you check out some of my favorite things this month, especially if you guys find that you generally like trust my advice and you like things that I talk about, this is good stuff. And like I said, I just feel like I have found some of the best things over the past several months, and yeah, so these are just some great things that I've really been enjoying, and I hope that you guys will have a fabulous weekend. I don't know when I'm going to post this video, but I hope that you're doing great, and I will talk to you all very, very soon. Bye.